Aimu will execute Saint Saturn in the power of the Black Flame. Dragon declares that it's time to go to battle. Hello everyone, welcome to DM channel. To be honest, after reading the One Piece chapter 1125 spoilers last night, I felt incredibly shocked. The event was completely unexpected. The 5 elders are known as those chosen by Aimu to serve for decades, even centuries. For example, from 38 years ago until now, Saturn hasn't shown any signs of aging. Saturn went to God Valley and still has the same appearance, which proves that Aimu possesses a very special ability that I will probably share with you all soon. The Egghead incident is far from over. Even if the government is certain they control the island, Dr. Vegapunk refuses to surrender, even though his original body has been killed. Saturn, who holds the title of Defense Science, is extremely arrogant about his own power. But after a series of recent events, Saturn's death has been sealed. In chapter 1113, Saturn encounters Robin and reprimands Akainu, saying, "You must be Nico Robin, the woman Akainu let escape. That useless fool." And now, Saturn hasn't just let one person slip away, but an entire crew. He is even more incompetent than Akainu, and with his current authority, this leads to a very painful end for this elder. Initially, I thought he failed because he let the Straw Hat crew escape. Egghead will be destroyed by a weapon from the sky, the same one Aimu used to destroy Lelouja. Aimu will not tolerate a pawn that fails in its mission, especially in such a chaotic situation. Finally, this prediction has come true. Satan is really dead, but in a different way. I'm genuinely shocked and can't believe that Aimu has destroyed everything he's meticulously built over the past 20 years for the 5 elders. It's clear that the world government is more determined than ever. So what makes chapter 1125 so hot? I think you should brew yourself a cup of coffee, sit down, and enjoy this chapter with its super hot developments. It's on fire, black fire, to be exact. Don't forget to keep up with the updates on the channel. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Chapter 1125 title: How is Death Understood? In brief, the definition of death. After reading the title, it seems like there are ominous signs, doesn't it? I also mentioned earlier that Elder Saturn would have to die, but his death brings many surprises. First, we'll see the condition of the future island. After the Straw Hat Pirates and the Giants left, Emmet unleashed the rope that had been sealed with the Conqueror's Haki by Joy Boy about 800 years ago. All the Navy forces, including the Vice Admirals, were unconscious except for Admiral Kizaru. We also see that Kizaru helped Setamaru escape on a small boat. He stayed behind to report the situation to Akainu. Akainu, in his anger, even lashed out at the Fleet Admiral, calling him a brat, which made Akainu hesitate and apologize to his senior. Sometime later, the Vice Admirals regained consciousness. They saw Elder Saturn in his human form, and requested permission to pursue the Straw Hat Pirates' ship to Elbaf to deal with them. As for Saturn's response, he considered the matter no longer necessary since the government had already obtained what they desired: first, York, and second, the nuclear eradication reaction filter. And third, Punk Record. The only failure was the rumor stemming from Vegapunk's scheme, which, while nearly complete, still couldn't be fully resolved. It was nearly perfect, but there were still some signal issues, making the messages unclear and difficult to hear word for word. Saturn felt that going to Elbaf wasn't a good idea, considering the situation there. As we know, there is an immense military power, so great that even the celestial dragons dare not provoke it, let alone a battered army under his command. We can also see that Saturn is quite arrogant about his position. No matter how much he was beaten down at Egghead, he quickly recovered. Then, an unexpected incident occurred. While they were conversing, we also saw Punk Record suddenly move and rise high, thanks to the activation of the cloud-generating machine below. Vegapunk had mentioned that this was a crucial target that needed to be protected on the island. It was also part of the Doctor's plan from 2 weeks earlier. Punk Record continued to ascend into the sky, and York noticed it, trying desperately to stop it. However, all of its efforts were in vain, as it was out of reach. We saw the 4 elders summoned through the magic circle already there. Saint Garling was also urgently summoned to meet Aimu. Garling was immediately appointed as the war god of science, replacing Saint Saturn. Now, all that remains is to see the reactions of the others. But it's clear that this is quite a shocking move from the author, Oda. 5th, Elder Saturn was destroyed. A black flame erupted from Saint Saturn's body and began to consume him. Saturn screamed, pleading for mercy from the World King, Aimu, but it was all in vain. His body was engulfed in the flames, not burning but aging rapidly within the black fire, until he could no longer endure it and exploded, leaving behind only a skeleton. 6th, the reason Lilith mentioned that the other Vegapunks are still alive, as Punk Record was flying in the sky. We also saw a new Vegapunk, which included the sacrificed versions like Edison, Shaka, Pythagoras, and Atlas. This means there are 4 personalities within a new body, essentially a new clone containing the 4 personalities of the Doctor. 7th, moving on, Koala summarizes Dr. Vegapunk's message to clarify it to everyone else. Dragon then states that it is time for the Revolutionary Army to resolve this matter as soon as possible. He announces that the war for the safest place on the planet is about to begin. With this, the spoilers come to an end. However, there are still many questions that need to be analyzed for a better understanding. What is happening at this moment? then, especially the death of Saint Saturn, what does it signify?